The college football experience week 7 reaction show on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog's hooking up new customers. Yes, play just $5, get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCE SGPN. And remember, as always, folks, too, let it ride.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. Week 7 reaction show. Oh boy. YouTube.com/the college experience. Jump on over there, hit that like and subscribe button. iTunes, Spotify. If you listen to it on the audio side, all you got to do is click that little subscribe. Doesn't we're not charging you. This isn't one of those 10 CDs for 1 cent type of fucking things. All right. Back in the 90s that you did just because it sounded like a good idea and you paid for it for the next 12 years. Right. But no, this is free. Everything's free, including our picks. Well, my picks, which it wasn't the hottest of days yesterday. We got a lot to talk about. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
I mean, this season's going perfectly planned, right? Yeah, Penn State's looking good for that national championship future. I didn't take him to win the national championship, but I felt like the world did. Oh, you did? Okay.
I did.
Sorry. I wasn't trying to shit on you.
Thanks, James. Prick.
Well, I mean, I have Alabama, which after week 1 didn't look good.
Yeah.
We'll talk about them. I am joined by my co-host. He is also the host of the college basketball experience. Go check out all these conference previews we're doing. It's, we're breaking down every single conference. And when the season starts, we'll talk every single college hoops game, just like we do for college football and the FCS. Give it up for former staffer at Austin P with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers, Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Moneyline Mac. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Yes, I feel like maybe the most thing I'll say today is a couple of these guys, you're fired. Some of these coaches. Jesus Christ. Let's go.
And may the Schwartz give it your...
I'm sorry. I'm supposed to do this.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
We're also joined by third man in the booth. He's already got a couple Bloody Marys, I'm sure. Look at this. I don't know. He's working on with the what is that, Jack and Coke? Getting it in early. A large Jack and Coke. YouTube.com/the college experience. You heard him on the Big 12 college experience a year ago or the years prior. Give it up for the great Troy Chewning. What's up, brother?
What's going on? It's actually an espresso martini, but I don't have them strain the ice. They just shake it and pour it out for me. Had to get started early.
Damn, that is a power move right there with the espresso martini and alcohol.
I was going to say the group of National Guard soldiers just walked by. They must have heard about my 1159 nuclear missile on the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, and they're wanting to know if they can get the tax money already.
That was quite the nuclear missile, man. Because
Kent State too, huh?
Oh, I was on Kent State, but the nuclear missile destroyed myself and Moneyline Mac. Like, yeah, just absolutely fucking. How about Timmy Check? We're supposed to end with that.
Let's go in order.
Chronologically, I will skip the weekday games for right now. Maybe we can end with those. Out the gate, I got a lot of problems with this Alabama Missouri game. I have a future on Alabama to win the national championship, and I felt like they were the better team yesterday. I do.
Yeah.
But I also felt like the refs made, like, Missouri goes down first drive of the game, goes up 7-0. And then the refs extend the next two drives by Alabama. And actually, if you might remember the 1980s, You Make the Call was a commercial by IBM regarding the NFL to kind of teach people the rules. Well, I did a little work for the good people out there regarding what I thought
I saw
was just like.
SGPN presents You Make the Call. You Make the Call, presented by SGPN. If you answered, this call was complete and utter horse shit, then you were correct on You Make the Call by SGPN.
All right, guys. I mean, I found that, like, so there was two pivotal let me how the fuck did I get rid of this thing? There was two pivotal calls that I thought, Missouri still might have lost the game because Alabama, I think, was playing at a higher level, but you can't do that to the home momentum when you're up 7-0. There was a taunting call, and trust me, it was taunting, but I just disagree with the call because I was watching the Georgia Auburn game later. I also was watching the Boise New Mexico game, and I thought there was the same level of taunting at those games on two specific plays that were both on third down, just like the Missouri game was. And they weren't called. So the lack of consistency in it, and knowing that it's a 3rd and 17 or whatever, I think it's on the refs. I don't think it's on the player. I think it's a big time moment at home. Yeah, the guy's talking shit to him. We want to see the game played. I think that was absolutely terrible. I thought the refs, really the SEC refs this week, were fucking awful. There was a spot on a fake punt. Now I'm not sure if he got it, but the spot to me was like 1.5 yards off. It would have made it a little more dicier. I'm not sure he got it though, so I guess it might not have a different result. But the targeting on the safety there, I just completely disagree with this call. I think it's ridiculous. What is he supposed to do in that spot? What bothers me more is the fact that both those hack announcers don't even address it. They over-examine every fucking thing these days. And on that play, they cut to commercial. The guy's injured because he's playing football, right? They cut to commercial. And when they come back, they just say it was addressed. They don't bring in the rules expert. They don't, and then they show at one point they show a slow replay, but after this is over, like I'm talking minutes down the road, and even on the replay, it looks even more like a normal tackle. You can't call that, man. You can't get one of their starting players out of the game. It's just not consistent. They don't even give us the replay booth where they're talking to the fucking Gene Steratore or whatever the fuck, whoever it is they're using. They don't even show us multiple angles of this because it's just not a good call. And I felt like they ducked it. The announcers ducked it. And I don't know if it's because the player got injured and they didn't want to highlight that, which is even worse. Right. But I personally thought Missouri got screwed yesterday. I really did. I thought Missouri got screwed. And the game might have gone differently I still covered. I had 3.5 with Missouri, but I'm saying, I just I thought they took the momentum away from the game. Mac, your thoughts on this game?
First, great video. The music makes it even that much better. It's hilarious. I'm with you. Do we want to just put a skirt on some of these offensive players? Like, where the fuck are you supposed to hit him? We're going full speed. The guy jumps up for the ball. If you look at it, the defender leads with his shoulder.
I know. He did it like textbook. So now you're penalizing him for doing a textbook because the player got injured?
Yeah. It's like, all right, I hate to break it to people. You're going to get injured in fucking football. It's a collision sport. You're
going to get injured in life.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Good God. All right.
The receiver will be fine. Okay. He might have a fucking concussion. He'll be back in 2 weeks. I mean, Jesus, we're trying to change the sport for whatever reason. And it's taken away from the product. I agree. That was a horrible call. That was a momentum changing call. Alabama probably was the better team. I mean, the box score was kind of even. Pribula had those turnovers were killers.
Yeah, but my Alabama might have, but I do think it's worth saying at home when you have a home dog up 7-0. Those two plays were on big. The one was 3rd and 17. The other would have set up a 3rd and 8. I think it was.
Yep.
So the other one was 4th down. You're punting.
Yeah.
On the first possession of the game, down 7-0. That you go down 14-0. That. And we'll talk about this with the Auburn Georgia game.
Oh,
you cannot do that to these teams. Like you just can't. And I hope they address this. I don't feel like I just feel like at this point, years doing this show, I just feel like I'm just fucking screaming at a cloud because
we are.
I don't know who the fuck to talk to on how to make these rules legit, because I just, if you want to have targeting, fine. But the things they've taught us that is exactly the way you should fucking tackle. So how is he in the fucking wrong? How is he in the wrong?
You literally can't hit him. That's the answer. You can't hit him. You can't hit a receiver. You can't hit.
So what are you supposed to do? And by the way, Ty Simpson was the one that set him up to get 100%. Blasted. By the way.
Yep.
This is where we come in with the Tom Brady clip.
I was going to say, I'm glad you brought up the Georgia game because it was funny how in the Alabama game, the announcers didn't say anything. But in the Georgia-Auburn game, the announcers all agreed. And then after the commercial, they came back and said, we actually got news from our media truck that he never broke the plane, blah, 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 blah. It's like, what?
Stop.
We all saw it with our own eyes.
Yeah.
We know what occurred. But, in the Alabama game, that's not –
that
shouldn't be targeting.
Yeah.
It should be celebrated as a great defensive play. It's the exact opposite. That's not targeting. That's a great pass breakup. It's great timing. I mean, if you get there a quarter of a second early, it's pass interference. If you breathe on the guy, it's pass interference. And then if you hit the guy after he's already made contact with the ball right in his chest, it's targeting. So again, like I know you tweeted it out right away. You just have to let him catch the ball now. Is that the rule? Like they have to catch it first?
Yeah, it should be a 15-yard penalty on Ty Simpson for making a badass throw to leave his receiver out to dry. That's how it used to be. It used to be the receiver would go back in the huddle and say, "Hey, motherfucker, don't leave me out to dry." Again.
No, it used to be the receiver would be injured. And you say, wait, if we want to win this game, we need our best players. I can't be throwing balls out there like that.
Yeah.
It's just, and your coach should be saying, what the fuck you doing, man? You set him up to get blasted.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible that we've made that, especially because the rules that we say with targeting, he didn't even apply by those. Yeah. Like he didn't launch. He didn't do, he played defense correctly. On the way it's supposed to be today, which I disagree with the way it's supposed to be today, but I'm just saying, like, he is using those exact rules, those fundamentals in that clip, and we penalize him for it, which just, and that's critical. You can't give good teams. You deprived potentially a field storming, a great lifetime moment in Columbia, and who knows? Maybe Ty Simpson balls out. He's obviously balling out this year, and they battle back and they win. But I think Alabama should have been punting. With the taunting, I thought the refs made it about them. What do you guys think of the taunting? I thought, like, okay, like he's a fucking moron, the guy to talk that much shit. But I also thought, like, I saw in the Auburn Georgia game the same exact shit happen. The Boise New Mexico game, a similar play happened, and it was third down on both games, all three games really. But the refs swallowed their whistle on the other ones.
I think the taunting call's a joke. I think taunting just altogether is a joke. Like, I mean, we're too sensitive in fucking society. I think taunting should be treated like what you think targeting, and I agree with you on your targeting. You call it every now and then. It's a rare case where, all right, if somebody spits on somebody or somebody like tries to swing on somebody or like blatantly where you go, okay, you can't do that. But like if you're just talking shit, like, come on. I mean, have a little fun in the damn sport.
They're getting paid. You should be allowed to talk trash. They're getting paid now. And the worst part about the targeting rule is we've turned it into a it's supposed to be objective now, and that's bullshit. It should be subjective, and the referee should be able to decide that guy wasn't purposely trying to injure him. Sure, the front of his helmet might have made slight contact, but this isn't a malicious play. It shouldn't just be, hey, these requirements were met. This is obviously targeting, and now we're ejecting the guy. That's total bullshit. The reason why we have human referees is because human play the game. So you should referee it like a human and not think that these guys are going to be able to like robotically time and control the body of everyone else around them.
And you know how I know it's bullshit? They skip the replay.
Always.
No, but normally on a targeting call, they bring in the rules analyst. They give their opinion. They show like 5 minutes of different views. They skipped all of that. They went to commercial. They came back. They said, yeah, that was targeting. And then like 4 or 5 plays later, they showed the fact that the guy's injured. And they showed one angle of that. And you're like, wait, on the replay, it looks even less than in real time. On the replay, it looks like, wait, this guy's doing nothing wrong. It's just it's a shame. I mean, look, I have my Alabama future to win the Natty. That was a big win for us, but I just feel like as a college football fan, we were deprived of potentially a great game. So I hit for money there. I did not hit for money because Ohio State just absolutely steamrolled the Illini 34-16. I feel like this game was even worse than the final score.
Yeah.
How good is Ohio State's defense? We talking 85 Bears here because the Illini just struggled to get everything going. I know there was a lot of complaints about pass interference from Illini fans, but Illinois did have more yards than Ohio State, to be fair. 295 to 272. I don't know if that's a concern moving forward for Buckeye backers, but that was pretty dominant. I watched this game and I know Illinois outgained them, but the defense for Ohio State, I feel like instantly had an interception and just instantly got ahead. And at that point, you knew Illinois wasn't built to come back like that. Mac, you took the points with me, right?
Yeah, I'm just laughing at the chat. I'm with you. Where in terms of this Ohio State defense is the real deal. We were skeptic on the Patricia hire just because he was in the NFL but he's done a great job. I know he's got the best players and Ohio State just reloads, but he's got that defense flying around. And if I'm an Ohio State fan, I would be a little concerned with the offense. It hasn't bit them yet, but I mean their toughest games have been Washington and Illinois. They're going to have to play.
I got news for you. That tough Penn State game.
They're going to kill Penn State at this point.
Well, what tough games do they have left? I mean, they're like.
Well,
they don't play about, Oregon or Indiana.
The playoff, like when they if they want to win a natty again, yeah, like they're going to have to get that offense going eventually. But the Ohio State defense is the best unit in college football right now. I have confidence in saying that.
Now, can I approach you with the fact that Notre Dame's offense looked like dog shit, and the only team that beat them was Ohio State last year? So you can make it to the national title by simply tackling and not missing tackles. It's very weird that people don't know that if you use your arms and bring the guy to the ground, they don't go any further. But it seems like Ohio State might be the only team that has figured that out. The defense is really good. I don't know if the offense is even really concerning, to be honest.
Yeah. I think someone just ordered a flapjack pancake behind you. I'm gonna call in and take the orders. But you're right though. You're right. That defense is just super good. Shout out to I actually thought the Illini were going to be able to stay within the number. I didn't think the money line was ever live, and it was close there for a second. But some critical turnovers. There was a receiver that steps out of bounds on a pivotal play. Mac, people have been asking for it. UCLA 38, Michigan State 13. I lost money on this. People have been asking for your 2 minutes of Nico, because all of a sudden UCLA, who was 0-3 in the non-con, is now 2-1 in conference, with that one loss being to Northwestern, who has a good record in conference by a field goal. So your thoughts on the UCLA Bruins and perhaps the greatest quarterback to ever step on planet Earth, Nico Amiyawala. Your thoughts, buddy?
How about Jared Neuheisel? I mean, they tweet his picture out like he's the head coach. I don't think that people know he's just the offensive coordinator. Like I see everybody like UCLA's won 2 in a row since making this change. I'm like, he's the offensive coordinator. He's not the head coach.
Tim Skipper, you see these racist fucks, right?
I know. They're hating on the brother. Hey, shout out to you, Tim Skipper, for getting these
Skipper's coaching his fucking ass off right now.
He is, man. He's got those guys bought in. I'll give Nico credit. He was good again yesterday. Ever since I've been calling him a fraud all offseason. But he is still 2-4. Everybody pump the brakes. But that is crazy. I was thinking about that yesterday or last night. I was like, what if UCLA runs the table and gets to the Big Ten championship?
Well, I got news for you. They have Maryland on deck in LA.
That should be
after that, they'll take an L in Bloomington. But yeah, I don't think they can. But it's not. I mean,
they control their own destiny.
I'll just say this. After that, they have Nebraska at home. That's winnable.
Yeah.
At Ohio State's a loss. Home to Washington's winnable. And at USC's a rivalry game. So you just never know. But could they be a bowl team? I actually think. I have them under 5.5 wins, and I have a pretty big wager on that. So it's getting a little sweaty. It's getting a little sweaty here.
They're going to have to win those 3 home games, and then they're going to have to pick off USC in the rivalry game. And that would fire Lincoln Riley if you lost that one.
Based on the way this college football season is going, I would not put it past them. Troy, who did you have in this UCLA-Michigan State game?
I took the points. I was very surprised to see back-to-back Nico performances like this, but it does kind of make sense when you think about what motivates Nico. We all know that money is the only motivator for Nico. He's got more years of eligibility. You can't just suck all year. If you throw 3 or 4 good games in there, you could get another $1 million from someone next year. You never know.
Look, if he's connecting with this new OC, Neuheisel, then I think that was clearly Tino Sinceri looking worse, by the way. They fired him and went to Neuheisel. Yeah.
Hey, so on the other side, what about Jonathan Smith?
I mean, it's only year 2, but I have my concerns about the locker room. What's crazy is I thought when they started out 3-0, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I thought that the Nebraska game, they were in a spot to win that game. They kind of pissed that away. This one though is a true blemish.
They're probably not going to get to a bowl game again.
Yeah, they have at Indiana and Michigan at home on deck. I doubt
maybe Michigan just because of the rivalry.
They could beat Michigan, Minnesota, Penn State, or Maryland. But they don't look good. That's the thing. And I don't know about the locker room. Some of the comments been said lately. But Jonathan Smith, I don't think they would fire him after 2 years, right? They'll give him a 3rd year.
No,
right?
yeah, I like the coach. It was a weird hire, weird fit. But I mean, they're struggling. They're 0-3 in Big Ten play.
Yeah.
Now, I know I do want to mention this because Colby brings it up all the time. The Jerry Neuheisel thing is just proof that these college programs, when you have an identity, stick to that shit, man. Like, you've got dudes that care about the program, that care about the school, that have been connected to the school for their whole life. You've got to keep those guys around, and you've got to let them do the things that they've been doing for years and years and years. And it's just nice to see, like maybe some of these teams will take a little bit of a note here. The guy that likes your school is probably going to coach like he cares about the school.
True, but to play back the other side, Deshaun Foster was also a Bruin. But yeah, good point with Neuheisel. I know he'd been trying to get that job forever. So it shows so far 2-0. Miami, Ohio was at Akron, Mac. I lost money on this. Did you watch? And this game was 3-0 at halftime.
I score monitored this one. I saw that Miami of Ohio was able to run away a little bit late.
Oh my gosh, man. 3-0 at halftime. I'm like, this is a smash play by me. Smash fucking play. Final score 20-7. And I even waited and got 12. And I still ate a pile of shit here as the Akron Zips just collapse in the second half. They were pretty much shut out. But what's crazy is like you pull up the box score. This is like kind of an even game.
I know.
If they didn't, the same things. Actually, Akron was better on 3rd and 4th down than Miami, Ohio was, but just turnovers. You can't turn the ball over. Cannot turn the ball over. Also penalties. Akron had 10 penalties to Miami, Ohio's 4. Yeah. We don't need more explanation. Houston opened up against Oklahoma State. Me and Troy were doing the pregame show. Oklahoma State threw a trick play, 80-yard touchdown or 75, whatever the fuck it was, 75-yard touchdown to start the game. And then Houston answered and basically whooped their ass the rest of the game, 39-17. I think we can go ahead and exclude Doug Meacham from ever potentially getting the interim head coaching gig on this one. So Houston moves and Willie Fritz. I will talk about this because I am 1 win away from cashing my over on the Houston Cougars at 5-1. Are they legit contenders in the Big 12, Mac?
I don't know if they're good enough to win it, but I think they maybe could get there. I mean, they got home to Arizona, then at Arizona State, West Virginia, at UCF, TCU, and Baylor. I think that they'll fall just short of getting to Dallas. I think they're a year away from being Big 12 contender good. They kind of got exposed against Texas Tech, in my opinion, and they should have lost Oregon State.
Yeah, the problem is Texas Tech looks like the greatest team ever.
I know.
Troy.
How bad is OK State? Oh my God.
I mean, you got to think about, to answer Mac's question straight up, the biggest highlight of the game was the section of kids taking their shirts off and waving their shirts around. And eventually you had 3 full shirtless sections that started from just one guy on his own. They make them different in Stillwater, but obviously not on the roster. I mean, like I said beforehand, joking around, why don't they just ask Gundy to come back for the rest of the year? I mean, just suck it up and be like, dude, go ahead, you can finish, no big deal. But man, the thing about Houston,
25 yards of offense.
It's crazy. There's high schools that could beat them.
They had 75 on the first play on the trick play. So the rest of the game, 150
the biggest
yards of offense.
Terrible.
Just mentioning Houston going forward, they're almost reminiscent of that K-State team that won the Big 12, even though TCU made the playoff. Like, if they get a chance to play Texas Tech again, and Willie Fritz has already seen them once, there's a chance that they throw a couple of curveballs and maybe they have a mistake that goes their way. I mean, it's going to be hard to pick against Tech, but this team fights for Fritz. Fritz, I mean, we all love Willie Fritz. I mean, we kind of knew first year was going to be rough, and then we'll see after that. Voila, good football coach makes good players play good football.
Yeah. Folks, want to tell you that the College Football Experience Week 7 reaction show is brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on football, and everything else. Their prop builder is second to none, and their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head on over to MyBookie.ag, and once you do, use our promo code TCESGPN for a 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. That's MyBookie.ag, promo code TCESGPN. And we're also brought to you by NoVig. NoVig is America's #1 sports prediction market. With NoVig, you're getting the best prices. NoVig's available in 35 different states. Download the NoVig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with NoVig, promo code SGPN. All right, we are back. You guys are great. You're on mute.
That's
man.
on fire.
Yeah, chat's having a fun time right now. I was having a really fun time. Well, sort of. I was actually in misery for a while, but I had fun at the end of the day because the Clits of Charlotte with a magical cover against Army. Now, let me tell you something here. Charlotte was driving, I don't know, 10-minute mark, 12-minute mark of the game. They had like an option read, I guess, where they gave it to the runner up the middle. Had a nice hole, probably at the Army 30-yard line, 35, something like that. Looks like it's going to be a 15-yard run. He starts running, gets about 5-10 yards up the field, and he fumbles without any contact. Right? Without any contact. It's like the ball hits his knee or his own knee. Army gets the ball, and I thought I was cooked by that. I was so heated. I was like, you fucking morons. I was like, this is going to put you at like the 20-yard line. And we're like, Army has no reason to really be trying that hard right now because it was 24-0, right? You can't fumble this. So I thought I was cooked until Charlotte made some big plays under the final minute, finding a touchdown in the back of the end zone, and the Clits cover like great teams do, baby.
They're awful. They're so bad. They had 180 yards of offense for the day. How many did they have on that last meaningless possession?
Yeah,
they had I mean, that is a bad team. My God.
I'm surprised he didn't get more Ohio guys. I'm surprised at that. But they covered, and that's what great teams do. Army moves to 3-3, and they head to New Orleans next week to take on the Tulane Green Wave. I'll tell you this: if Tulane plays as bad as they did on Thursday, Army's live. Where you at with your Black Knights, Mac?
I think they'll get to a bowl. I think this they're young, and I think they're going to beat Navy at the end of the year. I think it's going to be a reverse of last year. I think they'll be an underdog and they'll get the revenge, but because Navy will be playing in some bigger games, and Army will catch them sleeping. But I think Monken's doing a good job. I like that quarterback, Helms. He's young, and I think he's going to be really good.
Troy, did you take the Clits with me?
Yeah, I blindly took the Clits right after the pregame show with you, and then immediately hit you with the Jay and Silent Bob. I am the Clit Commander with the best gif of all time right after Charlotte gets the incredible cover.
Oh my God.
Yeah. More flapjacks in the background too, obviously.
Yeah. We ate shit with JMU against Louisiana, and Patty C texted me about 100 times during this game about how JMU was asleep at the wheel. They were down 14-0. They were down 14-0, or maybe it was 14-7. It was almost 14-0. If memory serves me correct, it was a turnover in the red zone. But so it was 14-7. But still, at halftime, Patty was convinced that Louisiana was going to win this thing on the money line. We had laid I think it was 16, 17 points. JMU in the second half shuts them out, beats them 17-0 in the second half, wins by 10. But of course, you don't cover this one. JMU, to Patty's point, they've not looked great the past 2 weeks, but they've found a way to get wins. Your thoughts, Mac?
They weren't as asleep at the wheel as the other team that they're going to play next week.
We were all over that. Well, me and you were. I think the
old bet detective jumped into that one. But yeah, JMU, credit to them. They found a way to win in what was a look ahead spot, and they were sleeping. Chesney, you could tell Chesney at the halftime interview, he was fucking livid with this team, so he lit them up, and they found a way to win, Pat. So hey, keep it going.
Troy, did you touch anything on this game?
No, luckily in the state of Virginia, you can't bet on Virginia teams, and I didn't make a trek into D.C. to make sure that I got some action on the Dukes. And luckily that worked out in my favor because I probably would have taken the Dukes. And when's the last time, Patty C probably knows, when's the last time the crowd at Bridgeforth Connect was booing the team?
Probably when Patty C was there.
It might have been Patty C's biggest missed tackle ever.
Yeah. Like, look at this. We got the team eating fucking burritos on the sidelines. What the fuck's
Why are they
going
still
on?
drunk from last night? They're supposed to be playing a game.
All right. this one, there were, to me, two, I think, really painful losses. What if I told you in my 30-30 voice that the Toledo Rockets would be up 21-0 and lose 28-23? I guess if I told you this, you would say, no, that's just the rivalry. That's the Battle of I-75. Because all the last 3 times these teams have played, it's been quite remarkable. To give you an idea, folks, in 2022, Toledo erased a 21-point deficit to lead Bowling Green, and they won the game with 9 seconds left, right? In 2023, Toledo came back from an 18-point deficit to win. And then in 25, Bowling Green erases a 21-point deficit to win. This rivalry is fucking hilarious. Huge win for Eddie George. And the Mac, I told you the wacky fucking Mac. Your favorite Toledo, it's the wacky Mac, so you can't officially stick a fork in them yet. But I think they're done. And oh my God, Jason Candle, where was this tweet I showed? Brad Powers did a great tweet yesterday on.
Is it him losing as a double-digit favorite?
Yes.
It's crazy how many times. And while you're looking that up, I mean, me and CJ put this in the contest. I had already counted it as a win when they won a 21-0. I'm like, oh, we got this in the bag.
Well, I don't got the brain man. Cold.
Hey, we did go 4-3 yesterday. So fuck you to Toledo. What a win for Eddie George, man.
Yeah, and here's the Toledo has now lost 17 times outright since 2021 as a favorite. 12 of those have come as a favorite of at least 7 points or more. This is by far the most in the nation. Unbelievable.
And we almost always bring up, MAC teams laying a big amount of points. You don't really want to back that. And there's a stat that backs it up right away. This rivalry is crazy, but love Eddie George. There's no way that Eddie George coaches like a bitch. Eddie George coaches like a man, and that's probably why his team came back like men and won this game, even though they cost me money.
Jeff Fisher's son, the DC, great fucking adjustments. They shut him out basically in the second half. The only thing they got was that safety. They stormed. Shout out to those fans at the Doit that stormed. College football is storming the field, and we'll talk about that in a little bit here. But that's a huge win. And I was on the under with Bowling Green. They're sitting there. Look, I know they're just 3-3, but I like the fight I see out of the team. Whether it's Fisher, I know Jeff Fisher was at the game yesterday too. He was on the staff at Tennessee State last year with Eddie George, his former running back at the Titans. I just like the fight that I see from them. Now there's an all-time home game against Central Michigan next week that could be hilarious because the Wacky Mac might show up. the Wacky Mac, unbelievable. So yeah, we ate shit there, but Pick Dundee gives you, I think, one of the best dogs of the day because it was a double-digit dog. These Pitt Panthers go into the Doak with that freshman quarterback Mason Heinschel.
If you keep yelling that, you're going to get us demonetized, dude. You're like one hand motion away from banned from YouTube.
Wouldn't be the first time. Mason Heinschel. Dude, 321 yards in the Doak. I called for Pitt on the money line. I knew this was a spot that Florida State would choke. And Florida State, since they've sued the ACC, they are 1-10.
I know, it's hilarious
against ACC teams.
And handled Alabama.
Yes, that's what I was thinking about, Mac. If Alabama does watching Alabama yesterday, I thought they were impressive, but I'm still very concerned about their run defense. I still think, I know A&M's not on the schedule, and they should be very thankful A&M's not on the schedule because A&M would be exactly the team to exploit that. But if Bama does somehow manage to lose, say, at Auburn or to LSU or to somebody, Oklahoma, right? 2 more times, and they're 9-3, you could be looking at a similar thing as last year, because Florida State, I think there's a world. Florida State is at Stanford next. They're going to lose that game. Mac, I think it's but tell me you're confident with the Seminoles, Saudi Arabia State, going to Palo Alto.
Oh, they're taking an L out there. Dude, Norvell's got to move on from Norvell. You can't.
It was his birthday too yesterday.
Oh, the freshman quarterback gave him 3 turnovers too, and they couldn't capitalize on any of it. That was a joke of a loss by Florida State. They suck. They suck. They're soft. They're inconsistent. And 1-10 in their last 11 ACC games. This is Florida State we're talking about. I mean, 1-10. This Florida fucking State.
How's that possible?
How?
Like Stanford just entered your conference is better than that.
Is Pitt gonna get to the ACC title game?
I got that future. And remember, Miami has to go to Pittsburgh on that tall grass that slows down on November 29th. It's the other games for Pitt that I'm worried about. Like, say, a trip to Stanford on November 1st.
They got to go to Stanford here in 2 weeks. And then,
But they still have a non-con game. I mean, they only have 1 loss. I mean, they in a loss that they should have won, but still.
If they were 3-0 after the Louisville game, they would be in the driver's seat. The ACC was smart for not letting West Virginia in the ACC. We'd run through this league. Pitt might get to the title game. They couldn't beat us in Morgantown.
Troy, I know we battled here. So, wait, Mac, did you bet Florida State too?
Of course they did, by default. I'm not betting on Norvell ever again. That was a mistake.
Yeah, you might be able to bet on Florida State without betting on Norvell going forward, Mac. That could be something that's close.
Hey, somebody's calling into
there's Dundee calling in his fucking biscuits and
1-800
gravy.
Dundee. Sometimes Troy answers my phones.
Hey, can I get an omelet over there?
Yeah. An omelet and the Redskins is the play today. An omelet and the Redskins.
Yeah. What is that? They say crab cakes in football. That's what Baltimore does. Yeah. Well, a sloppy omelet for $35 and 18% tax, and the Redskins. That's what DC does. I ate shit on this one. Sometimes.
You ate shit on this one. Yeah.
I ate shit on this one. And it's worth noting that one of the touchdowns that Florida State scored was kind of a prayer.
That was a fucking Hail Mary, dude. God.
That was more of a Hail Mary than the Georgetown Hail Mary that won the game. I mean, the back foot spinning the opposite way.
I thought I was going to lose the money line. When I saw that land for a touchdown, I go, get the fuck out of here, man.
Believe it or not, I actually got hope after that. And then it just got completely crushed. As an adopted FSU fan here, I like to root for them, and after watching the Alabama game, hopes were high. They smoked Kent State. Kent State looks better than we think.
Yeah.
Whoa, maybe they've got some compete. And then it's like, for some reason, they get into conference. And, I mean, it's a lot to do with what Dundee says all the time. They might just not have the balls or, the grit to get it done when the conference teams are like, we don't quit on these games. These are conference games.
Well, they go and buy a team. They don't build.
They have no culture.
Yeah. So when you go buy a team and you're there for a 1-year deal, and your goals have already kind of been shit on. I mean, they're eliminated from the ACC.
And this is totally the mercenary angle that you bring up all the time too. Like, this is a chance that they just completely quit.
And I think we have to factor this in. This is the new day and age of college football. I don't feel like this was as common. This is something that. We'll talk about State College, but you wonder if it's. I know they weren't necessarily going out and getting one and dones, but still the thing of just the quit. It seems like a little bit of a quit in them. Florida State's remaining schedule: at Stanford, home to Wake, which that game might be harder than you realize. At Clemson, home to Virginia Tech, at NC State, and then obviously at Florida. But that's a non-con game.
Are they going to make a
lose
bowl?
every fucking one of those?
If they go 4-8,
I'll be able to tell you, because we're going to the Virginia Tech game. By that point in time, if they don't win that game, that's probably a bowlless team if they can't beat them at the Doak.
For Alabama, how do we treat this loss if they go 4-8?
That's my point. That's going back to what I was saying was I have Alabama to win the national championship, and I'm like, Watching the Auburn game last night, I was like, I could totally see Alabama losing at Auburn, but then maybe not. It depends if they quit or not. But
Yeah.
I could also see Alabama. They play Oklahoma, they play LSU. I think they're better than LSU right now, but it's not by much.
I think it's the same issue that's plagued Alabama. The scrambling quarterback just causes them so much, and then they concentrate so much on the box, and they finally get beat on the throw. We've seen it. I mean, you saw it all the way through Saban. The scrambling quarterback gave them fits, and it's like, you guys don't have an athlete that can just play that spy. The dude's biggest threat is his legs. Take that away. Like, everyone knew Tommy Castellanos was going to hopefully be forced to beat him through the air, and they just neglected to stop the run anyways. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to judge this because we talk about it all the time. Gus Malzahn had that much time to prepare for it, so it's a completely different team that they're playing.
Yeah, but I mean, last year, what their losses were to, like 6-6 Vandy and Oklahoma. There's a world. I just rattled off that Florida State schedule. I think right now, if they played at Stanford, I would take Stanford. Yeah. Then home to Wake Forest. I kind of like Wake. I'll give them that one, I guess. But then they're not winning at Clemson. At Virginia Tech, I'll give them, I guess. But at NC State, at Florida, I would take NC State and Florida. So you're looking at 5 wins right there.
And
what's that?
And that would mean Alabama's probably going to go 10-2 then, because they're not getting in at 9-3 with the Florida State loss.
With a double-digit loss too.
Yeah,
a double-digit loss to Florida State. Yeah.
To be fair, for the committee that doesn't watch football, that could be so long ago that they just completely forget it exists.
Yeah.
As far as what my votes are and what my process is, I wake up early in the morning after covering a game late in the night before. Don't want to go too much into my process or logic, but I will say I appreciate everybody's interaction.
Mac, is that the other side of the hotel room that you're in? Is she like right over there?
Yeah. Hey, come on over here, Haley. Come on. Tell us about your process.
Show us your process live.
Do you think she's awake yet? No. She's
after the USC game, she got up at 7:00 and ranked them number 1.
Yeah, and she only stayed to the second quarter of the USC game because there was she had a chance to meet some friends downtown at the Gopher. People know the Go. Actually, she's not the type to go to the Gopher.
She heard about the buy one get one free vertical blind sale.
She's at some rooftop bar. Yeah. Next up, we got how about the Cincinnati Bearcats? 20, UCF 11. UCF really kind of got dominated the whole game. We should have bet this. The only thing was the storm. The storm was the only reason why I stayed away. Last week they had stormed against Iowa State, who's gotten stormed twice in a row. Yeah. But Cincinnati, Mac, are we going to see a Cincinnati Texas Tech Big 12 championship?
Dude, I was thinking about it. They have a nice schedule. Pulling it up right now, but yeah, I mean Cincinnati, they looked the part. These Bearcats. So I don't know if this is what Cincinnati fans want. I mean, you never pass up a winning season, but Satterfield is going to survive.
Extension,
it might even
maybe
get extended. Yeah, you go
Dude,
I'm looking
good.
at this. They got Oklahoma State next. Then they're home to Baylor. So they're in Stillwater. They're home to Baylor. They should be. They haven't remember their only losses in the non-con. Then they're at Utah. Okay, they'll lose that. But then home to Arizona, home to BYU, at TCU. I think this team is in. I think this team's in, guys. They're in.
It's so hard to bet on them with Satterfield, but at this point in time, it's your record is what it says you are, right? Like they're a pretty damn good football team, believe it or not. Scott Satterfield has turned it around, and I don't know if I ever thought those words would come out of my mouth.
And that Nebraska game, they should have won that game. I thought they were the better team.
That's what they needed. The Scott Satterfield needed one more loss after the 8-9 before weren't enough, but that one extra loss. Yeah. Smartest Cincinnati fan of all time. Look, sell them high. Like if you could get right now is when you should be able to do coaching trades like in the NFL, like trade Scott Satterfield for someone, get him out of there.
Shout out to Joe in the chat saying we started 5-2 last year. Calm down. Fire Satterfield.
I love it.
He knows. Next up, we got SMU 34, Stanford 10. great goal line stand at one point. Texas covered the 19, I think it was. I'm sorry, SMU covered the 19. Did I say Texas? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I say Texas, Stanford?
No, you said SMU Stanford, and then you just said Texas covered.
Okay.
Texas almost did cover the 19 against Oklahoma.
Texas is living rent free in Colby's head right now.
They are these pricks. But 34-10 SMU wins. We don't need to talk about that heated rivalry game. We do need to talk about this. Ole Miss 24, Washington State 21. Moneyline Mac cashing in on Wazoo.
First quarter money line.
Yes. Was the first half or first quarter?
First half.
Yeah.
I played the whole game money line.
Oh.
This was a hilarious one. Not to jump in front of you, Colby, but they had Lane Kiffin on Pardon My Take, and Big Cat offered, in a sleepy spot, if you ever need me to tweet something out that you want as like fake bulletin board material, I'll do it. And then on Thursday said something about Washington State seems like a sleepy spot. I think they'll win outright against Ole Miss. And knowing that Big Cat is such a bad gambler, I immediately went and bet the money line, thinking like, oh, he thinks he's making a joke, but he's wrong.
And shout out to Big Cat. Dude, Ole Miss, I don't know how good they are. I know this was a sleepy spot, and shout out to the Wazoo fans, man. They showed up well. They showed up well at Vaught Hemingway Stadium. Ole Miss is at Georgia next week. Georgia, when they were down to Auburn, I was thinking, man, Ole Miss is going to lose by 50, between the hedges next week. But Ole Miss, to their credit, was able to find a way to win this game.
But they're going to make the playoff with this schedule, though.
They're going to lose next week, right? At Georgia.
And they're going to lose at Oklahoma, but they should win their last 4. Maybe they lose at Mississippi State.
I don't know if they lose in Norman. To be honest, the way that they run their offense and the missed tackles that Oklahoma's defense had against Texas with a little bit better athletes scared me a little bit.
I think Florida could get them too.
Imagine if Mississippi State gets him in the Egg Bowl to knock him out of the playoff.
That would be incredible.
That'd be hilarious.
But the Egg Bowl needs to be on Thanksgiving. You pricks. Folks, want to tell you the college football experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. As Underdog's a great place to play fantasy pick'em, where you could win up to 500 times the amount of money you enter. Simply pick high or low on your favorite player's stats. And look, Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCESGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm is crushing it in college football and NFL. They went 8-2 on passing prop overs last week. And they were 5-0 back to the Dylan Gabriel debut prop. They went 5-0 then. Rhythm is also giving away weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model that you build, and you could win $1,000. Use the promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm. Use that promo code SGPN25. All right, we are back. And Ole Miss survives. This game was hilarious. I thought we were going to have a 6-3 game again for Northern Illinois, as Eastern Michigan, Chris Creighton in Northern Illinois. You got a lot of momentum heading into the Mountain West because you moved to 1-5. Eastern Michigan. I watched every snap of this game, guys. And let me tell you, you don't just walk into the factory.
Oh yeah.
And get that dub. The Wacky Mac is back. I told you this. These dogs are hitting. I know this was a short yapper, but still, Eastern Michigan was outgained severely. I think by like 20 or 30, which in this game was actually severely. But Chris Creighton, 2-5, and even better is he's damn, dude, he should have got the Buffalo game last week. I forgot he lost to Buffalo. I was gonna say he's 2-1 in the MAC. He's 1-2 in the MAC. So I got no idea who's winning the fucking MAC. But Mac, you locked this, right?
Yeah, I take my guy Chris Creighton. I love him as a dog. Good win. They needed that. You could get to the MAC championship with 3 losses. So they just need to get.
They only have 2. They're good. They're good right now.
They're good.
Troy, while we're talking Maction, I think we can just switch over to this. Your good friend, Moneyline Mac, childhood friend. He locked up the over on UMass.
This is my worst take of the season. They're so bad.
I thought it was kind of crazy to fire Don Brown after 2 years because I actually thought he was improving the roster each year. I'm not saying he would have been the answer to get UMass back, but I thought he deserved a third year. But they decided to hit the refresh button, and boy, did they hit the refresh button. Kent State cashes their over on the win total, which I didn't bet, but I picked incorrectly. 42-6. Let me tell you about this Kent State team. Mark Carney, their interim head coach, very impressive. They should go ahead and give him the deal now.
Agree.
Because, and honestly, I think they're going to be a tough out for everybody in the MAC. Like watching them, that team has fight. Their one loss in the MAC was a 3-point loss to Buffalo in a game they had the lead in the fourth quarter. So they're 1-1 in the MAC now. Now they do head to Toledo, and I'll probably bet the Rockets, but I'm impressed right now with Kent State. Troy, you bet Kent State. We talked about it on the morning show. You got, Golden Flashes, been a fan your whole life. You still got the decal all over your bedroom.
Yeah, I think that's my tramp stamp is actually the Golden Flashes logo. No, we actually have some people piling in here now, so I'm glad we went to this game because I'll probably have to scoot out before I ruin the audio for everybody else on the Spotify side. But I told you that Mac is blinded by his love for Frank Martin, and you just have to fade the Frank Martin love when it's not basketball. It's a completely different sport. No,
Hey,
this Penn State team has looked way better, way better than we all thought throughout the whole year.
This is setting up for a big basketball year. When you suck in football, you're good in basketball.
That is true.
You got to sacrifice one, right?
Yeah. So the Minutemen, I made a lot of good Minutemen friends in the offseason when I locked up the over. They featured me on like their websites and shit. And don't worry, basketball season's coming. Go Minutemen.
Or maybe the basketball team is going to stink because the NIL collective tailed all of Mac's bets and now they're out of cash.
No, Frank Martin bounced back here. I can feel it.
But yeah, let me get out of here before there's too much noise in the background. You guys go ahead and remove me and go Rainbow Warriors.
There we go. There we go. Troy Chewning, folks. What is it? What's my guy's name? Darylis Clark, is it? Darylis Clark. Another kick return. That's the second kick return of the season.
Hey, how many games can Kent State win, you think? Dude, I would sort of think four, maybe 5.
I mean, they lost to Buffalo 31-28. So they're 1-1 in the MAC. But like the problem is the timing of this Toledo game. But I think they're capable of beating Bowling Green. They're capable of beating Ball State, Akron, Central Michigan, even Northern Illinois. The way I've seen Northern Illinois this year. Yeah. The only game I don't like is next week at Toledo.
Yeah, although it's Candle is a big favorite.
Yeah, that's very true. This is Mark Carney. Give the guy a contract already, please.
He should, man. I mean, they were supposed to go 0-12.
I mean, they kicked UMass's ass.
That quarterback's good.
Yeah, they brought him in from the FCS, man. Hell, shout out to the Golden Flashes. We ate shit on Georgia State because Appalachian State stuck it to him. Now this sucked for the short term. For the long term, it was very good because I have Appalachian State over 4.5 wins. JJ Cole, the Iowa State transfer, threw for 309. And let me tell you, I thought AJ Swan was going to be the guy. I think App State found their guy here with JJ Cole. Unbelievable there. App State, I don't know that we should rule them out yet of the Sun Belt Championship. I know we're talking Old Dominion and JMU. Their only loss is to Southern Miss, who I think will be in the Sun Belt Championship. They have Coastal, then at ODU. I mean, I guess they're at ODU and at JMU, and that's why probably they're not talked about as much. But they look good yesterday. They look good.
Yeah, it's another team that they're going to control their destiny here. If they could pull off those 2 upsets over JMU and ODU, then they can get there. But they got them both on the road, which sucks.
Yeah, but something to watch. Something to watch also was Wake Forest go. I think Oregon State died yesterday, dude.
Yeah,
Wake Forest 39, Oregon State 14. Shout out to Go Beavs in the chat. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on. This is the worst thing to watch. This is a rich, proud program. I feel like that has just been destroyed at the heart. Like, just
There was nobody there either.
this is what's sad. I hope USC and UCLA and Oregon and shit are happy about this. I mean, I'm being sarcastic, but I'm saying, like, I think it's terrible to see what's happened to Oregon State and Washington State. But I feel like Washington State, I still think like the future still can be bright. And maybe Oregon State, once they get in the Pac-12, can navigate their way out of this. And Wake Forest looked good. You know, they did this with their backup quarterback, Purdy, the Charlotte transfer.
Mm-hmm.
He looked good. But and how about Wake Forest, man? Wake Forest should have beat Georgia Tech. They should be 5-1 right now.
Yeah. Dickert.
Your thoughts as I know you and Bottom Line Bombs bet detective CJ Sullivan battled on this one.
Yeah. He kicked my ass on this one. This was a bit. It was like 15-0, like 2 minutes into the game. I don't know why Wake went for 2. I miss how they got the 2-point conversion. But yeah, Oregon State's what now? 0-7.
Yeah.
So they're already eliminated from a bowl. Their schedule is light at the end, but I mean, they're probably
going to worry about the quit.
They've checked out. Yeah, they're going to make a change. Dicker may be doing one of the best coaching jobs in all of America. To have Wake at 4-2, and they could be better. To your point, they should have won that Georgia Tech game.
Yeah, they got hosed in that game, 5-1, and they even had a halftime lead against NC State, the game I was at.
Yeah.
Yeah, great job for Wake. Who does Wake have next? SMU going to Winston-Salem next week. Interesting.
I think they're live. I mean, shit, the way that they've been live against everybody.
I think so too. The game of the day, some say, Indiana heads to Eugene and beats Oregon 30-20. Lost money here on this one, but I came away. I think, honestly, I'm not mad about losing my money here. I mean, a little bit, but I just think what Indiana is to college football is so refreshing to the sport. And even though I thought going out there they get beat down, first off, that was not the case. But I just think this is what's great about this era of college football is anybody can become the next Indiana or Texas Tech. But man, this is probably the biggest win in my lifetime for the Indiana Hoosiers. And it also made me question, with us seeing how bad Oklahoma State, Oregon State, and Penn State are.
Yeah.
Is Oregon good?
It's a valid question.
I mean, it's just a weak resume. I mean, we know they're good. Like, they got talent everywhere, but I'm just like, I don't want to say the Indiana win wasn't great, because it was great. That's their biggest win on the road at a hostile place. But then it made me think as I watched Northwestern beat Penn State. Now, Oregon did beat Northwestern, so maybe that's the best win on the resume right now.
On Lakeside, the Lakeside was the best win.
Which is fucking insane when you think sitting there thinking, you're like, wait, Oklahoma State probably the worst Power 5.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're valuing Oregon State as a Power 5 still, that would be the worst one, who there's also on their schedule. And then right now, based on like, where do you put Penn State? They haven't beaten Power 5. Penn State's got to be bottom 5 Power 5 right now.
Yeah.
So you got 3 of the worst Power 5 schools, and then Northwestern, which actually looks decent right now.
This is incredible what Cignetti's done. Cignetti has Indiana winning at Oregon in year 2. I mean, this is unbelievable. He's the best coach in the game. I don't want to hear any. I know he doesn't have a national championship. He's at fucking Indiana. He's got him. The poll will come out today. Where are they going to be ranked? Probably third.
Well, in my opinion, they should be number 1 because you won at Iowa and at Oregon.
Yeah,
and I also think Kennesaw and ODU have looked like decent wins.
Yeah, they won't put them at 1 or 2 because they'll cater to Ohio State and Miami, but they should be 1. This is a unbelievable win. Cignetti wins. Google it, man. He talks his shit and he backs it up. And his His press conferences are fucking hilarious.
He is great. He's great for the sport, dude.
He's
absolutely great for the sport.
And then him getting after that official on the sideline was great too.
Dude, they're gonna go 11-1. Like I'm looking at their schedule right now.
Home
to Michigan State, home to UCLA, then at Maryland, then at Penn State, then home to Wisconsin, at Purdue. They're gonna go 11-1.
They might go 12-0.
Oh, 12-0. Why did I think they have a loss? Yeah, 12-0.
Yeah.
Who's getting them? Like, what's the hardest game left? Is it the rivalry game against Purdue?
Is it Penn State if this new quarterback's good?
No way, dude. They look like they quit.
I think so too. It might be Purdue. Purdue might be the hardest game.
Probably Purdue at the rivalry game. What do they call that shit again? Battle of the Oaken Bucket, right? Yeah. They're going to go 12-0. They're going to be the 1 seed. The question, they're going to play Ohio State actually
in Indy.
Yeah, and we'll find out then.
That's going to be that place is going to be on fire because Ohio State travels like crazy, but the game will be in Indiana's backyard at that stupid ass dome.
Yeah, that's true, but it will be yeah.
It'd probably be 50-50.
Yeah, Edward in the chat, best coaching job I've ever seen, revived the program from the dead essentially. I want to highlight this because I saw a lot of people talking about this on TV. I think on TV, I felt like each analyst missed the point of saying how essential was it for him to bring in his JMU team? Because I think that set the tone. If this was 5 years ago or 6 years ago, you wouldn't have been able to do this. I mean, Cignetti still would have been a good hire. He probably would have got it going in 2 years or 3 years. But bringing in a whole team from Harrisonburg and then bringing in your other transfers to be around what that culture already was, I think sped up the process by a great amount. And that's why I think like right now, if we talk about Oregon State or, UCLA or whatever jobs are open or going to be open, I think they got to try to capitalize on something like that. Look at a team where, because that's another thing. Someone released this shit. It was like they're 73rd. They're ranked 73rd on recruiting rankings behind Boston College. And they just won at Oregon, who's like number 4 recruiting rankings wise. But hey, glad people pay attention to those rankings.
Those rankings look better and better every week. It's so fucking fun. Hey, Mendoza's the Heisman front runner now, right?
Gotta be. He's gotta be.
Yeah.
Especially if he was undefeated.
He's still a little soft for our liking, but he's good. He's talented.
Yeah. Shout out to Keith Landry. How does Cignetti change the trajectory of a cellar dealer in 2 years? Because the hire's got to be right. And then also, like, I thought, I think if they would bring most of their team, you're looking at Charlotte. We just talked about Charlotte. Tim Albin did not bring his Ohio team with him, which I think was, I don't know his reasons, but had he brought Ohio, I think Charlotte would be a contender in the AAC. They probably wouldn't win the AAC, but they'd probably be like a 8-win team if he brought Ohio to Charlotte. I think Cignetti getting that, and obviously being a very good coach. I mean, I think Tim Albin can coach, and I think he will turn around Charlotte. But I'm saying, I think that's what you're looking for, because a lot of times you have to build the culture. And let's be honest, Hugh Freeze's teams have never been known for their culture. So, getting a coach that actually A, has culture, like Chris Peterson or something, and then B, that can bring in their team that was probably criminally underrated before, just never got the opportunity. Like JMU was a fucking really good football team for a while. So knowing that you could have done that, it'd be like taking North Dakota State or something, or to a lower extent. I know they're in the FCS, but I'm saying like, if that'd be like if Boise hired, because Danielson wasn't as good as Cignetti because Boise was rolling.
So people are talking about Ricky Ronnie. Ricky Ronnie would be a good one to hire and bring ODU over to.
I mean, look at Jason Eck at New Mexico. I know they're not setting the world on fire, but they've covered all these. They covered again for us last night, and he brought in a lot of his Idaho team. Mm-hmm. So New Mexico went from a team that people thought were going to win 2 games, and me and Mac were on the show covering it and being like, "Nah, dude, this team will be good. This team will be. They're not going to. We didn't have them winning the Mountain West or anything, but we thought this is a bowl team, and I still feel pretty decent about that. So, yeah. Now let me ask you about Oregon here. With all those wins looking horrible, with the exception of Northwestern, They are at Rutgers next week. That's a dangerous game, dude.
Yeah. And they got to go to Iowa still.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So at Rutgers, home to Wisconsin, which will be, they'll blow them out. At Iowa, dangerous game. Home to Minnesota, they should blow them out. Home to USC, which I think is a game. And then at Washington, but I think there could be 3 losses on the schedule.
I think they'll find a way to beat Rutgers just because they're more talented. But I think they're going to lose at Iowa. And for everybody that shits on us for our Iowa takes, Iowa was close.
Oh, if their starting quarterback doesn't go down, they beat Indiana. They 100%. Played Indiana better than Oregon did.
Yes. And you get them, and you get that Kinnick thing, man. When it's a Kinnick, man, that's a different animal. So yeah, I would take Iowa to beat Oregon right now.
Yeah. There's another one. Shay Griffin in the chat. Charles Huff at Southern Miss. Yeah, we can talk about that. That's another example of taking a team that's very good. All right, Northwestern 22, Penn State 21. I laid 21.5 points with Penn State.
So did I. I'm done. I am done. I'm not betting on James Franklin again.
Who gets fired first, Norvell or Franklin? I think Franklin's buyout's bigger than Norvell's. A lot bigger, I think.
Yeah, but I think it's got to be Franklin. They were preseason 1.
Dude.
They can't beat Northwestern and UCLA. This is I've never seen anything like this. This is like, and then just the images and the videos of him after the game where he just like looks like he's seen a ghost. And it's like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what happened to your program? They got to get him out. He's got to be fired. That's ridiculous.
Dude, well, they're going to get him out because he's at Iowa and at Ohio State the next 2 weeks. And even after that is Indiana. So they're going to be sitting there at 0-6 in conference and heading to East Lansing. They're going to be 0-7 in conference. This is going to be unbelievable. He's done. They're going to find that money. They're going to talking to private equity. They're going to, I mean, this is unbelievable. I don't know
You're
what
gonna miss a bowl game. They're going to go from preseason 1 to missing a fucking bowl game.
They're Florida State of last year.
But it doesn't make any sense because Florida State was a new team like last year. We could have saw that one. I mean, it's so crazy the way they collapsed. Penn State brought back 15 starters.
And they paid. That's another thing about this, though. I'm not saying this is what exactly happened in the scenario, but you do wonder about A, culture, but B, also when you pay these people.
Yeah.
It's not like a game by game check, I don't believe. So you wonder the quit. Your season's already shit on after you lost to UCLA. You're like, man, we're pretty much done.
Yeah. And what about these coordinators? Koltenicky went from
he should have left last year, man. Life's about timing, right?
He went from the hottest name to gonna get fired. Jim Knowles won a national championship at Ohio State, jumps over to Penn State. He's gonna get fired.
Now I will say, if you study a lot of his stuff, it normally takes him a little bit to get his shit. Like the defense, I want to say his first year at Ohio State, it jumped up, but I still thought like Ohio State fans were not happy with him. And so I think that same thing happened at when he was at Duke. And
Aller's out for the year, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. They might not win another game. Maybe the Nebraska game or the Michigan State game. Northwestern.
Shout out to Braun. Great win.
Yes. Dude. He's 4-2 and his losses are Oregon and Tulane, 2 teams that can make the playoffs. And they have Purdue and Nebraska on deck, dude. They can win those games.
They're gonna get to a bowl. Shout out to Northwestern, man. Fucking Penn State should hire Braun.
So wait, if so, you think answer that question, Norvell or Franklin? You said Franklin.
Franklin. I think what's happened to Penn State's way worse than Florida State. Florida State, Florida
State's 1-10 in their last 11 ACC games. I think it's similar.
Yeah, but I mean, Penn State was number 1 in the country preseason. They haven't beaten a Power 4 team. At least Norvell beat Alabama. How the fuck did they beat Alabama? What the fuck?
Yeah.
What's wrong with this sport right now?
Yeah, this sport's hilarious. I got a text from a bunch of buddies yesterday, like old buddies that I would drink with and stuff. And they're like hardcore college football fans, but they probably don't have the time to listen to the show and stuff. And I'm going to read a text right now. Hang on. This is a fucking hilarious message.
It's crazy.
We
should just bet every dog. I like. Don't lay any points with anybody. It's just sports.
This is the message I got. College football is still the greatest fucking sport. I'm 46 and drunk, yelling at my girl why Georgia Auburn is better than any of these stupid NFL games. She just doesn't know, right? And he goes, but like the NFL, they've closed the gap. Anybody can win now on any day. If you know my buddy. It's just picture Norm Macdonald. He's very much like Norm Macdonald.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, but he's right. Anybody can win on. You're kind of seeing the gap that the gap between each game is so very small that good luck picking 12 teams. By the way, which is why you need a bigger playoff. All right, bigger than 12. Next up, we got TCU, Kansas State. We hit on this one, K-State.
K-State, baby.
41, TCU 28. Does K-State play Texas Tech? They do, don't they, huh?
Yeah, I tweeted this. You remember what Kansas was last year in the second half of the year in the Big 12? They were paining everybody's ass because they lost all those one-score games. That's Kansas State this year. They have 4 one-score losses early in the year. Everybody wrote them off. They're still pretty good. I think this team's good. I'm not the biggest Avery Johnson guy, but I think the rest of their team is pretty good.
Well, they played Texas Tech and Utah down the stretch in November. I think that's your point.
They could get both of them. They're going to be a great spoiler.
Yeah. TCU has been kind of a dud, dude. I thought they should have lost to Colorado last week.
Yeah.
They'll still get to a bowl probably, but they've been kind of a dud. All right. Next up, we got
is Texas
Air Force is at UNLV.
I hate this UNLV team. They're such a fraud. It's so annoying.
I even got UNLV fans DMing me saying, I don't know how Dan Mullen wins every week.
It's crazy.
They were down. The Air Force, I knew this was going to happen. I was hoping they were down at the 1 yard line. They reviewed a touchdown. Air Force scored too fast, man. Like with that defense, they scored with like a minute left to take the lead again. I mean, this is ridiculous. Air Force had over 600 yards of offense and lost. But then again, UNLV had 597 yards of offense. This game was ridiculous. 430 yards rushing and you lose. How's that possible? UNLV is the phoniest team, but guess what? They go to Boise next week.
That's the biggest bet of the year. They're going to get killed.
Yes. I mean, look at this. You go back and look at this. Idaho State in the FCS had a fourth quarter lead on UNLV. Right? I mean, Miami, Ohio. I mean, every fucking game, I feel like UNLV Mullen magic is a thing.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
Yeah. It's incredible. I mean, it would not shock me if UNLV lost out. That's how phony I think this team is. I don't think this team is very good at all, but they find ways to win. I think they'll be humbled next week. They finally didn't cover at least.
I know.
Shout out to Air Force.
I couldn't believe that ending of the game. It's like, get the fuck out of here. Shout out to the Rebs. And then the Pussy Pack did me dirty.
They suck.
7-7 or 14-7 at halftime? No, 10-7 at halftime. You fucking losers. I'm sitting there like I'm a genius. They give up 26 in the second half and don't score anything. Chris Ash all of a sudden's got the Notre Dame. They've quieted on Chris Ash, and CJ Carr is playing out of his fucking mind, by the way. That's the most impressive freshman or first time starter, I should say, CJ Carr.
Notre Dame's going to go 10-2. They'll be in the playoff. Their schedule is light on the back end.
Georgia Tech covered by 0.5 point against Virginia Tech as they won 35-20. Yellow Jackets get closer and closer to getting to the ACC Championship. They're undefeated.
I know.
What's their schedule coming up?
It's
at
hard.
Duke this Saturday.
Yeah.
That's a huge game. Duke's undefeated in conference too. That is a
They got to go to
gigantic. I should go to that game.
They got to go to NC State. They got to go to BC, and then they got Pitt.
I think at what point, if they win this week, I think you can pretty much say they're probably going to get there, but they could lose to Pitt too. They could lose to any of those teams, really. Texas 23, Oklahoma 6. We should talk about this one. Good call. I know you want to battle. You and CJ, I think, battled me on this and won. I was hoping they wouldn't start McIntyre.
Yeah, he didn't look good.
They're dumb because this is why they're dumb. That's when they look back at that, they're not gonna remember that he was questionable or something. They said, "Oh, he played that game. He was 20 of 38, 202 yards, 3 interceptions, no touchdowns. Huge punt return in that game, but I just think they should have started Hawkins. I think they would look back on it because if they lose 3 games, which now you have one, it actually went great in that regard. Like, as much as I'm a Texas hater, it went great as far as the chaos of college football, because by Texas beating Oklahoma and Oklahoma having McIntyre not looking healthy, they're at South Carolina on Saturday. They have Ole Miss after that. They're at Tennessee after that. They're at Alabama after that. And then they're home to Missouri and LSU. They're going to have 3 losses, maybe 4. This shit, that by them losing today, I think they really put this, and starting McIntyre, I think they're going to look back on this and say they fucked up. Yeah. Because they're going to miss the playoffs probably because of that.
And he wasn't healthy enough to play. You could tell the thumb was bothering him.
Oh, did you see like the pregame warm-ups where he's throwing the ball? It was like, what?
Yeah.
Play this guy.
Oh my God. I mean, 3 interceptions, probably could have thrown like 5 or 6.
The interception in the right before the half was fucking crucial. Absolutely crucial. I mean, Texas only outgained Oklahoma by like 40 yards. So even with saying all of that,
Texas defense is really good.
Yeah. If they just had, like, they would win a national championship if they had a decent offense.
Wait, I thought Sarkisian was an offensive guy.
Yeah. You know,
if only they had a quarterback too. Arch.
Texas is at Kentucky and at Mississippi State the next 2 weeks. Do they go 2-0 there?
Yes, but they're gonna be fights. They're not blow. They can't blow anybody out with this offense.
They could lose in Stark Vegas. That one's interesting.
Then they get Vandy.
Oklahoma, I think you mishandled the situation. Mishandled the situation. Shout out to Sam in the chat that says, "How do you feel about Arch wanting to move to the triple as a Texas fan still?" Yeah, you should, because I don't think Arch did anything. Now, to his credit, he didn't turn the ball over. Yeah. But I still didn't think he played like phenomenally. He played like a game manager, so he was Neil O'Donnell yesterday, but sometimes that's all you need to do though. So I'm not going to bag on the guy right now, but for the hype he was getting, I still don't. I have my concerns on Texas every week still.
Yeah.
So
I would agree. I that's all he needs to be as a game manager with this defense. Just don't turn the shit over, run the ball, control the line of scrimmage, and then Texas should be able to win games. But everything that they said he was going to do, push the ball downfield, open up the offense, no, that's not this Texas offense at all. And I think that's on Sarkisian.
Yeah. This might have been the shocker of the day, but not to us, but to Twitter. That people were talking Old Dominion to the playoffs.
Yeah,
and a trip to Huntington, West Virginia, right before a rivalry game against James Madison, the Royale rivalry. Marshall, I think Gibby has made this is the signature win. And I am worried about that win total that I think I took under 4.5, 5.5. Yeah. Marshall 48, Old Dominion 24, an ass whooping, and ODU scored 14 in the 4th. It was actually worse than what the final numbers say. Wow. Now, to be fair, Marshall only outgained Old Dominion by 6 yards, but when you have pick sixes on the first 3 plays of the game or something, it just welcome to life on the road going into Huntington, West Virginia. Shout out to Marshall, 3rd win of the season. Gibby's got him a little bit better, to your point, throughout the weeks. That Marshall they're looking better than they're turning it around faster than I thought they would.
They play hard. what we're seeing with NC State kind of looking softer. I think when Gibby was their D coordinator, they had a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. And his defenses at West Virginia under Holgorsen were always tough too. So Gibby gets him to play hard, man. If he could get some players down there, I think he could maybe compete for a Sun Belt. But be careful. If you win the Sun Belt, you'll be fired, just like the previous two coaches.
Yeah, Gibby, don't win too much.
Don't win too much. They won't renew your contract. Ask Huff and Doc.
You want to go if you can go just 6-6, 7-5. Go to the the Chimichanga Bowl.
That's a brutal loss for ODU, though. I mean, we're talking playoff. They ain't gonna make it now.
They need a lot of help.
Yeah,
a lot of help.
Because style points matter. You can't get blown out. Like maybe if you lose at the field goal at the end, a crazy game, but
they just need chaos. If they got chaos, then maybe, but I doubt it. I think it's really unlikely now.
It's gonna be the AAC.
Yeah. Or
Boise.
Do we throw out JMU or what?
Is JMU good enough to win out? I don't know if JMU is good enough to win out.
I'm just saying JMU still has the potential to be 11-1 with their only loss being Louisville, right?
I just think that there's so many more opportunities in the AAC with those top tier.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Or UNLV. Don't forget about UNLV.
Oh God, no. Don't fuck with me.
Nebraska, Maryland was hilarious. Nebraska's not a good team, dude.
No.
Like, I mean, Maryland's not good either. But that's why I'm sold on Raiola. By the way, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Now the special teams for Nebraska was a big deal. That's why they kind of won this game. But I mean, they rallied back. This is the same. This was like the Washington game all over again. Maryland was up 31 to 24 in the fourth quarter. Nebraska scores 10 unanswered to win this thing. I mean, Nebraska's 5-1. What are you? Where are you at with the Cornhuskers?
Overrated, per usual. We talked about that Cincinnati game. I thought Cincinnati was the better team that night. So, but I mean, Rule does have them. Give them credit.
But Penn State's looking like shit now. You look at the remaining schedule. You're like, they're at Minnesota this Friday night.
Yeah,
that's winnable. Minnesota won in overtime against Purdue. They didn't look good. The Western winnable. So they could be 7-1.
Is it my connection?
USC and UCLA. I mean, dude, this is a.
Did you lose me? Oh, you're back.
If they go 9-3.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that they're not very good, but they'll find a way to win 8 games.
The schedule, I think they could get to 9, and then that 9. Do you put there's just they wouldn't belong in the playoffs with this schedule, but you look at it, and especially if Cincinnati goes to the Big 12 championship, you'd be hard pressed to keep them out.
Yeah,
they'll get upset by somebody, right?
Yeah, I hope so. Imagine
Minnesota, maybe
playoffs.
They could. I'm looking at this remaining schedule at Minnesota. I kind of think Nebraska's better than them, slightly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Home to Northwestern, sure they could lose that, but I think Nebraska's slightly better than them. Home to USC, I think USC is better than Nebraska, but it is a far road trip. So if they lose that would be their second loss. At UCLA, far road trip, but I kind of think that's the one they're going to lose, right?
Yes.
If they win that game, I think that would put them in a good spot because at Penn State looks much more winnable, and home versus Iowa. I know Iowa and Ferentz have had their number, but this team could. What a phony! They're the phoniest team in the country, right?
UNLV.
As far as record, UNLV, yeah, UNLV. Then
we always just keep coming back to UNLV.
Yeah. Anthony in the chat saying, "Who do you think will win the Big Ten?" Well, I think it's going to be what I think we've pretty much. It's going to be Indiana, Ohio State, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I think that it's probably you can already probably write that. I think. What do we got next? Oh, we were on this one. Well, no, I'm not sure. I think you took the other side, but.
Yeah, I was sure.
Colorado 24, Iowa State 17. Look, Colorado's played a lot better the past couple of weeks than their record. I thought. I still thought this was anyone's game. Iowa State didn't look that good. They're so banged up. But Colorado gets a much needed win before they head to Salt Lake City. Have fun with that one. But the best thing, Mac, was
Storm.
The Storm, and then how about Dion?
Fans after the game rushed the field. Did you have a comment on that at all?
I love it. As long as we control our, we don't want to do nothing stupid. I mean, I think we got the field goal thing that lets down now. What you gonna do with the field goal when you tear it down anyway? What you gonna do with it? Put it in your front yard of your frat house. Then you tell it on yourself. I don't understand that, but I love it. I want to see the kids rush the field. I absolutely love it. I mean, hats off to our security team. They do a good job of ushering me in, but I love to see it. I really do.
Any worry about the fine?
Is it a fine for rushing the field? Yes, sir. What is it? 50. 50 what? 50,000. For rushing the field? Yes, sir. How's it 50,000 for rushing the field? Who made that a rule? Excuse me? Come on, man. That ain't right. I mean, these kids, well, we have 50,000 right there. We can chip in. Let's chip in.
I mean,
finally, somebody with a backbone and common sense.
Yes,
Dude, we needed somebody like this. I missed this. I need to retweet this. This is great.
100%, man. Dion, and this is the perfect guy because, before I feel like this is a guy that was a former fucking player at the highest level, one of the greatest players ever. And for having him say this, it's perfect. You can't shit on this. All right. And thank you, Dion. Thank you, Dion.
Thank you,
Dion.
Thank you,
yes.
Prime Time.
Yes.
He just the way he looked, he goes, 50,000 for rushing the field? What are we talking about?
Yeah. For kids having a good time. The sport's supposed to be a good fucking time. And we're trying to make it NFL. It's not. This is college football. This is the blueprint in the DNA of the sport. Thank you, Prime. Thank you, Coach Prime.
He's great. I have flipped completely on him. I am a big fan. He doesn't take. He's no bullshit. He's true to himself. And I just had to get that Cowboys memory of him.
I get it. I hated that Cowboys team.
I hated him on the Cowboys, and I automatically. But now the more he talks, he's more aligned with what we think than I ever thought he would be.
Yeah. As Edward says in the chat here, they take on a lifetime of debt and they can't even storm the field. I thought this was America.
Seriously, what the fuck are we talking about? Who thought that was a good idea?
And Jacob, I think the SEC raised their fine from I think it's $1 million fine now. I thought that was a storyline this offseason. So Dion, thank you for speaking the voice. I feel like of everybody that's ever been at college football or college basketball games and just wants to have fun. So please. Yeah, we'll get to that.
Behind us.
Yeah. You and Bet Detective loved your Ball State angle as Western Michigan 42, Ball State 0. Welcome to the Wacky Mac.
Are they the best team?
Right now we're looking at what? Western Michigan. Ohio has one loss. But I have no confidence in Ohio getting there. Western looks like the best team, right?
I think so.
I guess Buffalo's undefeated.
And they almost beat North Texas too.
Yeah. You might be right. You might be right there. Okay, this next game epitomizes my my Saturday. So I had like $200 on Temple plus the points, but I also decided to say, you know what? No one's seen this one coming. I'm going, I called for it on the money line on this show, but I threw another 200 on them money line. Oh my God, dude. If you didn't watch this fucking game, Temple was the better team.
Oh my God. Navy's so fucking lucky, man.
Dude, Temple had this, they had a double-digit lead majority of this game, I feel like, right? Then there's 40 seconds left. Navy's offense is not built. They're not built to go 2-minute offense. They have them at a 4th and 1. And Horvath has like a 50-yard touchdown, dude, on a 4th and 1 run. If you he's going to run the ball. I mean, I guess they throw a little bit more than traditional triple option teams, but still. And then they go for 2. And I have a huge problem with this fucking game. They go for 2 and they do the, you know how you line up and you move like 3 guys to the outside. They go to do that and the guard false starts, but they don't call it. So they have a guard that false starts. And then he gets back into like a setting position, but he's already false started. They just missed it. The whole defense is calling it out. The whole defense is saying, but then they take half the offensive line and put it in motion, right? And Temple calls timeout. So they missed the false start, which would set the 2-point conversion back at the 8-yard line, right? Temple calls timeout. Navy still goes for 2. They convert the 2. Oh my God, this was a brutal beat. This was a brutal fuck. And because they burned that timeout, they didn't have it on the drive because Temple moved the ball somewhat successfully. Oh man.
He's such a good coach. Killer's already got Temple chippy in year 1.
Dude, Temple was better than Navy yesterday. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Temple was better than fucking. That was a stolen win by Navy. Credit for Brian Newberry going for 2 because I think he knew it. Knew it. They've been playing that game all day. Temple was better.
Temple's going to get to a bowl in year 1.
Yeah, they are great, and we locked that up. So, but still, I had that on the money line. That was a filthy fucking way to lose. Arkansas covered. Road Rash face covered against Tennessee. Sprinkle the money line too. That didn't hit. If anything, Tennessee actually was up by like 17 in the 4th. They did make it interesting though. Arkansas actually outgained Tennessee in this game, 496 to 485. Tennessee is 5-1. They're at Bama on deck. They have a nice schedule though, dude. They could get to the playoffs again.
They could, yeah. I mean, man, I thought Petrino was going to bet if he got the ball back one more time, he was going to go down and steal this game. Yeah, I mean, Tennessee does it. I mean, that Alabama game is huge. They struggled in Tuscaloosa, revenge game. Who else do they got on their schedule?
They are what they got. Don't they have Oklahoma? Yeah, they're at Kentucky after Bama, but that should be a win. Home to Oklahoma. They got the rivalry game against New Mexico State, and then Vanderbilt to end the season where they get pissed on. But
what gets them in? They got to go 10-2.
I think 9-3 will get them in.
Could be. Yeah, 9-3. You're on the bubble.
Yeah. Shout out to them for avoiding the upset there. Let's talk about this one. Because you talked about coaches, which one will be fired first? You said Franklin will be fired before Norvell. What about Florida Atlantic 53, UAB 33?
Oh my God, how bad are they? Next. Dilfer's terrible.
Is he gonna get
FAU's playing better.
They are. I told you, you guys were the ones that were weary on this. On the pick show, I said, you guys talked me off a lock in FAU, you fucks.
Just couldn't lay points with that team, but they're playing well.
I did lock up this one. Texas A&M 34, Florida 17.
Some Bell Billy, not very good.
Who gets fired first between all these coaches?
You're fired. You're fired.
I mean, there's a lot here. A&M, I think, would beat Alabama. Everyone's saying Alabama's the best team in the SEC. With A&M's offensive line, I am sorry. I think A&M is the best team in the SEC. How about A&M's defense too? Have you seen this since they entered SEC play? Let me find this tweet.
They've turned it around. I mean, they struggled in that Notre Dame game, but Notre Dame's offense is really good. But Elko made the adjustments out of the bye week, and they're just choking teams out. A&M is the real deal.
I gotta find this stat.
I'm trying to find what A&M like. A&M is a championship contender.
The great Rob Donaldson was at the game wearing his overalls. I bet. Yeah, A&M is a championship contender, dude. And where the fuck is this stat?
But they got a tricky one at Arkansas next week, though.
They do, and that's finally back on campus where it should be.
Wait, what kind of schedule is this by the SEC? They have 3 straight road games.
Wait, A&M does? Who do they have?
Yeah, at Arkansas, at LSU, and at Missouri coming up.
Is there a bye week between them?
There's a bye week between the second and third one, LSU and Missouri.
Yeah, that's still some bullshit. But yeah,
why did they start them with 3 home games and then the SEC scheduling is a joke. Missouri still has not hit the road, by the way.
Yeah. I'm trying to find this fucking nugget. I retweeted, but so let's just do the math on this. I'll just go old school style here. Florida was held to 1 of 11 on 3rd and 4th down, right? 1 of 11. So since A&M's entered SEC play, Mississippi State the previous week was held to 1 of 10 on 3rd and 4th down, right? Auburn was held to 0 of 15 on 3rd and 4th down. So what does that go to there? Is that 2 for what's that? 38? Is that?
I think so.
2 for 38 on 3rd and 4th. They have the best defense on 3rd and 4th down in the SEC, and then their offensive line is awesome. They can run the ball. They have multiple running backs, including Reed, who I think is a very good college football quarterback. I think I would power rank them number 1 in the SEC right now.
I would too. With their trench play and Marcel Reed's good. I like Marcel Reed. He's a year older and he's like I said, I think they could win the whole thing.
Yeah. You know who else could win the whole thing? Iowa. When they scored 37 points. If you told me they're going to score 37 points each week, they're going to win every fucking game because their defense held Wisconsin to 0 in Madison.
This is the dumbest bet of the day by me. Why did I take Wisconsin going, oh, this is going to be a dogfight? No, they've quit on Fickle. I won't take them ever again as long as Fickle's there.
Man. I mean, you didn't like 8 for 21 and 82 yards with 2 picks?
No.
For good old Hunter Simmons. Let me tell you something, buddy. Iowa, Gronowski played, by the way, Donaldson, give me some fake info. Iowa, I think Iowa, if they can just beat Oregon, if they beat Oregon at home and take care of business elsewhere, I think they'll be in the playoffs.
So good. So good. Dude, imagine if they had that fucking Indiana game. Oh.
They would be in the playoffs if they won that thing. But there's still a path here. There's still a path. You know, if they can win out with the exception of the USC game and go 9-3, I think you could argue them to make the playoffs, and they probably should.
The problem is they probably won't win at USC.
That's the 3rd loss.
Yeah.
I'm saying they got to win everything else.
You think 9-3? Yeah, 9-3
this year.
Yeah. I mean, if as long as they don't get blown out at USC, if they could lose by like 7, I think I'm with you because then they would have 3 1-score losses.
Yeah. And the under still hit on 35.5. That's hilarious. Or what was it? 38.5, 37.5. What was that?
37.5, and Iowa scored 37. Fucking bums.
All right, this game was ridiculous, dude. San Jose State was up 28-7 at one point.
I hate this team. Fucking hate them.
And of course, they get shut out the second half, and Wyoming wins 35-28 on like a walk-off, pretty much, or pretty damn close to it. What in the fuck? I do hate this team.
And I love.
Now, having said all of that, we're still in a good spot. There's no way though. I just don't believe we're going to be able to do it. Like I look at that game at Utah State next week and I say,
loss.
Yeah. And then you're going to need help then. At San Diego State looks much more difficult than it did in preseason. So I think that this thing is cooked. I think this thing is cooked. Shout out to Coastal Carolina in a rainstorm, no delay. They got up and took down ULM 23-8.
Breaking news.
Oh, Trent Bray fired. Wow. I mean, that was an impossible job from the start. I don't even know if he's a bad coach.
Yeah. Jonathan Smith should come back.
I don't know that he's from Pasadena. What if UCLA calls Jonathan Smith? Yeah. How about what UTSA did to Rice, by the way? 61-13.
I locked up UTSA. We should have.
I took UTSA. I didn't bet it though.
They're different in that stupid dome. That offense finally cooks. Rice. I love the triple, but that's a bad matchup for the triple on that stupid.
Well, it's year one too. Year one. I feel like still I didn't see that big of a blowout. No. I did cash on this. USC 31, Michigan 13.
Michigan sucks.
USC, I actually think is a pretty good team too. But Michigan. So what? Michigan's got 2 losses. Their resume got worse because Oklahoma lost and Wisconsin lost as well. You still look at the remaining schedule. Let me ask you something here. Michigan is home to Washington next week. At Michigan State after that. Home to Purdue after that. At Wrigley taking on Northwestern after that. That'll be a home game for Michigan. At Maryland, then home to Ohio State. They're going to only have 3 losses, dude. If even. They might only have 2.
USC, you're talking about?
Michigan.
I mean, I think that they could get picked off by anybody, though. Like, I think would it shock you if they lost at Michigan State? It wouldn't. Their offense sucks.
No, it wouldn't shock me, but Michigan State looks really bad.
I know.
If you would have asked me this on Thursday, I'd say, yep. I don't know. I think they're going to go 9-3. I think it's going to be 9-3. You're going to have a shit ton of 9-3 teams, and everyone's going to be sitting there arguing.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if they lost that Maryland game because remember, like they've played with fire at Maryland before, and those
can't take Maryland.
They almost lost with the undefeated team.
I know, but it's still Maryland. They always find a way to lose.
Yeah, fucking I forgot to say that. Fucking, I keep going against Loxley. He loses and he covers all these goddamn games.
They're up 90% of the game, and then they find a way to lose.
What do you think of Underwood? What do you think of Underwood? He's been underwhelming too. Him and Arch, all this hype.
I actually see the flash in Underwood though. Like, he struggled yesterday, but I'm saying the game before. So on the road, he's been pretty terrible. At home, he's looked better to Arch to me. Like those receivers drop a lot of his balls. Daquan saying Michigan will beat Ohio State and the season will be a success. I do think they have the blueprint though, because it's in Ann Arbor this year. Ohio State's offense isn't going to be able to move the ball in Michigan's defense, I don't think.
Hey, Underwood's box score, he's going to have to start making some plays if they're going to beat Ohio State because at Oklahoma, 9-24 for 140. At Nebraska, they won.
But it's a home game, though. It's at home. He's played a lot better.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It is in Ann Arbor this year. So, yeah, they probably will beat Ohio State. But listen to this stat, 12-22 for 105 at Nebraska. They won that game. And then last night at USC, 15-24 for 200. He's awful on the road so far.
Yeah,
He
has. But if anything, I think Michigan's wideouts are trash too, though. I do.
Yeah,
I've watched them drop a lot of passes.
They should let Biff Poggi coach again. They were better with Poggi.
Coastal, make that call.
Yeah.
Minnesota beats Purdue in overtime, 27-20. Pick 6 in overtime. Somehow they row the boat to a win, and Minnesota's 4-2. That's a phony 4-2 team, dude.
And we got a bunch of phony on Friday night. We got Rutgers.
That's a phony 4-2 team, man.
Yeah, Rutgers, Minnesota, Friday night, battle of the phonies.
I mean, they beat Buffalo by 13, beat Rutgers by 3, beat Purdue by 7 in overtime, and then Northwestern State. Hey, PJ Fleck. All right, then Georgia Auburn. Let's get to this because I lost money on Auburn, and this was the worst refereed game I've seen in my life. Maybe
Yeah. This was I can't believe we didn't cover this game. I thought we were going to blow them out.
This is like they deserve the SEC between this and the Alabama-Missouri game, but specifically this. This is the worst ref game I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
Like the whole drive for Georgia after the fumble. So if you didn't watch the game, Jackson Arnold basically rushes for a touchdown at the goal line. Both announcers, including their rules expert, all said it's a touchdown. Everybody that I know said it was a touchdown, but I'm saying, okay, they say it's a fumble, and that would have put Auburn up 17-0 in the final couple minutes of the half. That with that momentum, to me, that I don't think Georgia would have won that game.
Mm-hmm.
But bad enough, they ruled it a fumble, which is even crazier because the guy did take it back for a touchdown. Did take it back for a touchdown. So like they didn't even rule that correctly. They blew the whistle. But then there was a terrible targeting. Yeah, absolutely terrible target. I thought it was a terrible roughing the quarterback too in this.
Yeah.
They basically just kept giving Georgia 15 yards. And it was like, okay, guys. Okay.
Got to get Kirby to that playoff.
Yeah. And then how about the timeout situation thing?
Oh my God.
I've never seen it where they just went so one-sided for one team the entire day. Like even though there was a PI that I thought was lame, it was the worst ref football game, the most deliberately favoring one team that I honestly could recall in years. Like, okay, you see refs that suck, but a lot of times you'd be like, man, it was kind of on both sides, or maybe it tilts one side, but you still see some for the other side. This shit was bad, man. It was a bad game to watch. It was a bad, like it just reeked. It reeked of corruption to me. Like it reeked of I felt like Hugh Freeze was going to say it at halftime. Like he almost said, like, this is a rigged game, because that's the way I felt watching it. I felt like, what are we doing? Every fucking penalty you're just giving them to, like, these announcers suck too. They
don't call it out.
There's no backbone. I mean, they had a backbone for the touchdown, but they didn't have a backbone for the targeting. It's like they've been told, hey, if targeting and roughing the passer, no, back away from that. And it's like, well, no, you owe it to the viewer. Like that shit was okay. The roughing the passer really bothers me because Gunnar Stockton was running fast if you watch that play, he's running like, holy shit. He's like, and we know Stockton has some wheels. He could run, right? He's a threat. So he's running with you think like this, if you don't come up and play football, he's going to run for 10 yards. You know what I mean? He's got the speed to do so. So instead he pulls up and he passes. He pulls up and he passes, Roger Staubach style, and he gets hit. He's a runner at that point to me. Like, I know he ended up passing the ball, but he ran aggressively like he was going to run the ball. I disagree. I just disagree with what are you supposed to do? Now he's going to pass the ball. You don't fucking know if he's going to pass the ball or run the ball. The game's too quick. These announcers suck. They're all The problem is you have a bunch of bitch ass quarterbacks that are the only people behind microphones.
Yes.
It really is. It's like, whether it's McElroy, whether it's Andre Ware, whether it's like every time you turn it on, it's a quarterback talking. Please stop putting quarterbacks on the microphone because it ruins the fucking sport. Terribly ref game. Georgia credit to Georgia in the second half, I guess we'll say. They did whoop their ass in the second half. Your thoughts?
I mean, that ball broke the plane. That's a touchdown.
It is a touchdown.
I was like, how the fuck is that not a touchdown? And that would have been 17-0, and Auburn's on the verge of blowing Georgia out. And I don't know if Gunnar Stockton can come back from 17-0. That was ridiculous.
But then that whole drive to get points was all fake penalties. It was like, okay, dude.
What did
What's
Hugh
that?
Freeze do to these SEC refs? Because they got hosed in Norman too.
Well, I wonder if it goes back to, Sankey voided him from being a part of Saban's Alabama staff. So, like, maybe they just hate him. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's just
They got that. I would say that maybe the second biggest rigged game was Oklahoma against Auburn this year, but this one was ridiculous.
This is unbelievable. Like, this set a new precedent. I can't remember a college football game this bad.
Yeah, it
Like,
was
this bad.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Texas Tech 42, Kansas 17. I know there was drama after the game because someone got hit with a Swiss Army knife.
So, yeah,
That's
West Texas, baby.
Yeah, welcome to Lubbock. There's one thing, tortillas. Now you're getting Swiss Army knives thrown at you. Who's throwing a Swiss Army knife?
A little dust up in West Texas.
Yeah, Texas. I took Texas. I mean, I took Kansas. I ate shit here. Dominating. Texas Tech is nasty, dude.
They're unbelievable. Yeah, I'm reading the headline that somebody threw a pocket knife at one of the Kansas members.
Yeah. Spencer, what are you talking about? The 100% targeting. What?
No, it's
what do
not.
you mean though? Like, it was not. He did not maliciously. I don't think the people know what targeting is because the way that they define it, I don't see it called like that. And I also think at that point, at what point do you establish yourself as a runner? At what point? When you cross the line of scrimmage, even though you've ran for fucking 10 yards, and it's implied the way you're buckling down, and then all of a sudden you change it and throw the ball. I don't agree. I don't think it was. I think it was a good tackle.
It's football, man.
Yeah.
Football. That ain't fucking targeting.
I'm just saying we see that there's zero consistency. So like for someone to say, and Spencer, I'm not solely picking on you here, but I'm just saying for people to say accurately, like this is 100% targeting, we don't even know what targeting is. There is no 100% targeting because there's no consistency in their rules of calling it. No one knows what 100% targeting is because they fuck it up all the time. The announcers sometimes will even say this, rarely, but I'm saying every fan, I've heard Ken Niumatalolo, I interviewed this summer, and he's like, I don't even know what targeting is. He's like, I don't even know what we call targeting. He goes, yes, we call it, and it's supposed to be for player safety, but there's zero consistency on it. So the coaches don't even know what the fuck it is. It's just a rule that exists occasionally to penalize teams. You know what I mean? Like we saw, what was the one, the Florida game last year? You've seen so many of these where no one knows what the fuck the call is. I don't know what else to say besides like, no one can say that's 100% targeting because there is no thing established that really defines what targeting is.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Yeah.
Targeting's a made up rule. It's made up. Nobody knows what it is. It's all bullshit. Unfortunately, it ain't going anywhere though.
Yeah. Until we fight back. It's like a part of me is like, we should never watch the sport. But then I'm like, hey, Dundee, you won't have a job. But it's tricky because it's like, dude, we should be fed up with this at some point. At some point, like we're like, come on, man, how can we turn on UFC or whatever and see guys getting the shit beat out of them and cheer that on every Friday night at the fucking bar? And yet we're a little ticky-tack thing. We're kicking a guy out of the fucking game for. We're giving a team 15 yards for on just a tackle. I understand if it's malicious, but none of these are malicious. None of these are malicious. They're just playing football. It's really ridiculous. Clemson, nice call on Clemson. They waxed Boston College 41-10.
God, BC's bad.
LSU stuck it to South Carolina, even though it was kind of a defensive struggle. I have my concerns about LSU, by the way.
Yeah, their offense.
I took their over. I don't know. I still just don't think they're very good. I ate shit on Texas State. How about Southern Miss? Did we just clinch? Troy beats Texas State in San Marcos 48-41, and all of a sudden GJ Kinney going to Oklahoma State might be cooling down a little bit.
Yeah, he's he needs to right the ship here and finish strong.
Yeah. And then this one was disgusting. BYU 33, Arizona 27.
Bro, BYU is so fucking lucky. How did they fumble the ball and recover and get a first down? I mean, this team. They're pissing me off. They get
I had Arizona money line. This one was brutal. Arizona had a double-digit fourth quarter lead. Shout out to David Matola was at this game. There was a fake lightning delay there too. New Mexico covered first though. Boise got that win, but what a nice cover by New Mexico. Shout out to the real kick return. We had a real kick return, not that NFL bullshit in that game. I'm Keith Landry. I do think you guys are going to lose at Vandy next week for sure. LSU he's talking about. Yeah. Utah destroyed Arizona State. Nice. We hit on that.
Sims.
Yeah.
So bad.
I didn't even know. I bet that before I even knew that information.
Yeah.
And then San Diego State. This is my worst pick of the day, I think. Nevada. I said sprinkle the money line. This shit was like 35-0 or something. 40. It was like 41-0 before Nevada even got on the board. Oh my God. We got to start talking about San Diego State potentially being a threat.
Sean Lewis.
I'm saying they're 5-1.
Yep.
At Fresno, huge game coming up. Between two California schools there. And then it was a hard ticket. It was.
Fucking Mendenhall. You can't win out there.
I mean, Hawaii threw for 413 yards. What it is, Mendenhall struggles against the run and shoot, dude.
Oh, Alejado looks like freaking the greatest quarterback ever when he plays Mendenhall. Last year, his first game, they beat the shit out of him at New Mexico. Now he's lighting him up again. Damn.
Dude, they could do it too.
Oh yeah, this Mountain West race is going to be fascinating. Timmy Chang one game away from getting to a bowl already, so shout out to the Rainbow Warriors.
Hey, I'm happy for him, man. He's a great dude. All right, well let's give a game ball and get the hell out of here. Get 3 game balls. You lead the way.
Smoking that Cignetti, man. Kurt Cignetti gets my game ball. You go to Oregon. I know we poked at holes at Oregon's schedule, but it's still Eugene. That place is hard to win at. Shout out to Cignetti.
Yeah. I will go with what is the second best win here? It's probably. Oh man, let's go. You know what? I'm going to give that game ball to Navy because you did not deserve to win that game. You pulled that out of your fucking ass, and you stay undefeated with a hope to get to the college football playoff. But let me tell you, I was on the right fucking side on that money line. You pulled that shit out your ass, Midshipmen. You pulled that out your ass. But game ball, Blake Horvath's a dog.
Yeah.
Where you going? Second game ball.
I'll go Friday night. My only weeknight game I missed. South Florida gets a game ball.
Yes.
But 63 on North Texas on the road in that environment. I mean, I know North Texas had some turnovers, but still, Galesh and company, they are the front runner. They got to be the front runner to get to the playoff.
Yeah. Game ball, the SEC officials, because you manipulated 2 games, I thought, and took away the home momentum, which would have potentially led to an upset, perhaps. We don't know. But you ruined the home momentum in 2 critical games on bullshit calls, in my opinion. Game ball, SEC refs are being complete piles of shit. Where are you going next?
I'll be TMZ here. I'll give Texas a game ball. I mean, that's the Red River Shootout. Everybody shit on them all week, deservingly so. But they popped up and beat the shit out of Oklahoma yesterday. So good win for Sark.
Fair. Yeah, I'm gonna go UCLA Bruins. Final game ball. I thought it was the 1 game bump. It's 2 games. Hell, maybe we'll give them the national championship soon. They're balling out, man.
UCLA Pitt national championship, and I'll hang myself.
All right, folks, that's our show. Next week's fire as well. If you haven't seen the slate, buckle the fuck up. LSU's at Vandy, Oklahoma's at South Carolina. We got the Holy War. We got USC Notre Dame, Tennessee Bama, UNLV Boise. If that that counts as a.
I swear, if UNLV wins that game, I may just have to decline the post game show. I can't do another game.
Georgia Tech Duke is a huge game, and how about even Louisville at Miami Friday night? Huge game.
Yeah.
Texas Tech heads to Arizona State, I think, next week. Is that accurate?
I
think it is. I think that is.
Schedule.
So yeah. Folks.
Yes.
Yeah. Money line. Yeah. Oh, that game's fire. That might be my favorite game of the week. As long as Levin's healthy. Folks, give Moneyline Mac a follow on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. The College Football Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Till next time, folks, this is the College Football Experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Fans after the game rushed the field. Did you have a comment on that at all?
I love it. I love it. As long as we control our, we don't want to do nothing stupid. I mean, I think we got the field goal thing that lets down now. What you gonna do with the field goal when you tear it down anyway? What you gonna do with it? Put it in your front yard of your frat house. Then you tell it on yourself. I don't understand that, but I love it. I want to see the kids rush the field. I absolutely love it. I mean, hats off to our security team. They do a good job of ushering me in, but I love to see it. I really do.
Any worry about the fine?
Is it a fine for rushing the field?
Yes, sir.
What is it? 50 what? 50,000. For rushing the field?
Yes, sir.
How's it 50,000 for rushing the field? Who made that a rule? Excuse me? Come on, man. That ain't right. I mean, these kids, well, we have 50,000 right there.